All right, guys, today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about your upfront costs when you get into a contract and also your closing costs. Okay, now just keep in mind all of these are going to be, they have the opportunity to change with transactions, but stereotypically, this is what you're going to see. Right away, when we start talking about upfront costs, we're going to need to have that EMD ready to be wired typically within the first 3 days. Now, EMD amount can be adjusted with every purchase, but I would say rule of thumb is budget about 1% of your purchase budget or your purchase price that you're looking for. That's probably going to be about your EMD number. Now, again, some people may ask for a little bit more, but just be prepared for about that 1% number. Now, once that's taken care of, the next upcoming upfront cost is going to be your home inspection. You're going to need to go ahead and pay for that ahead of time to go ahead and get that in. Now, I would say again, on average, you're probably looking somewhere between $350 to $550, depending on the size of the home, whether you're looking at fireplaces, roofs, foundation, pool, spa, things like that can add to the total. But I would say in a general purchase, you're probably somewhere in the $400 to $500 range. Now you're going to get into the appraisal. Most of the time, this is going to be done through the bank. They're either going to charge you for it directly, have you cover a cost, or it's going to be wrapped up into your payment. But most stereotypically, again, you're going to be kind of in that $400 to $500 range. So if you haven't caught on by now, those are kind of in that 500 range. And again, a lot of it depends on the size of the home and what's going on with it. Now that we've kind of taken care of some of those upfront costs, let's go down and talk about some of our basic closing costs. Okay, so we really have just a couple of areas that we're going to be focusing on today. One of them is going to be your escrow fees. So that's again, it's going to range on the list, the purchase price of the home. There's a spreadsheet. It basically you're tracking down the price of the home. You're going to slide over, you're going to find out what the escrow fees are. And typically still in this market, you're going to see probably those being 50-50 split. Sometimes, you might ask for the seller to pay for all of them. Seller might ask for the buyer to pay for all of them, but stereotypically, we'll see a 50-50 split there. The next thing is the real property transfer tax. Majority of the time, the seller will be paying this, and it's a simple formula. It's $5.1 for every 1,000 of the purchase price. You have a $400,000 purchase price. You're going to take 400 times the 5.1. That's going to come out to your RPTT, which is your real property transfer tax. Now, moving into the more of the buyer side, you're going to see the lender's title policy. So that's going to take care of, basically it's going to go through your lender. Obviously, if you're lending money, getting financing, they're going to have those terms for you. This is a fee that typically will not be incurred if you're paying cash because there is no lending. So if you are paying cash, this is a closing expense that you just might not come across. Now, the other one is going to be your owner's title policy. So that's typically going to be covered by the seller as well. They are the owner of the home. They're going to make sure that title, they've got the title insurance. It can be conveyed clear and without cloud. So those are the kind of the things that you're going to be looking at as far as upfront costs and closing costs. If you have any other questions, always reach out. Also take a look at some of our videos. You might find some of your answers right there. And if you want to hear that again, go back and rewatch it. Maybe you'll pick up something that you missed the first time around.